Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Laughing in Different Languages. I'm Laura Lopez, and I have a very special guest today. Please welcome everybody, Abed.
Thank
Woo!
you. Ooh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. As I always say, I really like your smile, and it's just like it's a smile that brightens the day,
Oh,
I
thank
think.
you. Thanks so
Yeah,
much.
yeah, yeah. My name is Abed. I've been doing comedy for about 9 years now. I started doing comedy in Moscow, Russia, stand up in English. So I started there. Why did I start doing stand up? It's a very stupid reason. I have stage fright. How can I battle stage fright? Is to piss myself on stage. It's a I'll start with comedy. That's the first time I performed.
And what motivated you to keep going after that first terrible experience?
Okay, so the stand up at the time, to watch the stand up, you had to pay 100 rubles. $2 maybe, but if you perform, you don't need to pay.
Okay.
And at that time, I literally did not have $2 in my pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, what my motivation mainly is to make people laugh
Mhm.
and to share what you have in joke form, the
Yeah.
glamour thing.
The energy is different, right? The
Yes,
stage is its own character. Do you think that the host can make or break a night?
definitely. Oh, definitely. And I
Yeah.
believe the host very crucial. One, how they introduce the comedians,
Mhm.
yeah, where they put you in the lineup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you see newer comedians at the beginning. It's horrible for the audience and for the performer themselves,
Mm.
whatever. Like you get hosts who get on stage and they start with dark material from the beginning, and then they go, and now I will tell you my joke.
Yeah. It's like, why are you? It's like writing an essay. I will tell you in this essay about. No, just say it.
A lot of hosts, they don't have this first laugh.
Yes, because you so recently in Arabic, right? Like the first
Yes.
time. Please tell us about that and maybe how it's different.
Oh my God. Ooh. There's a huge difference for me because uh, my writing process and the creative writing is mostly in English.
Mhm.
Even when I write in Russian, I think in English and then translate it in Arabic. The problem is the mentality. We did a show recently here in English, yeah, and I had two comedians. One of them, what you can see that it's catered to American
Oh,
audience or foreign audience. Let's say mature stuff in
mhm.
Arabic. This mature stuff, you really in for an Arab audience, you really need to ease it in.
Of
You
course.
know, for a little bit older, they don't have the culture of a girlfriend, boyfriend, sex before marriage, and all of that. The stuff when a guy would say like, "Oh, I have an OnlyFans," for example.
Hmm. Hmm.
They would go, "But you might not have an OnlyFans." Not
Uh-huh.
the other comedian. He was fully Arab culture stuff.
Uh-huh.
After the show, talk to the audience,
Mhm.
but don't like push it on them. So after the show, I say, "How is the show?" Blah blah blah. Almost all of them really liked the Arab culture guy. We didn't much like stuff that the other guy talked about.
Maybe they
Both
didn't
of them,
relate, right? That was the
yes,
difficult.
yes,
Mhm.
yes. The stuff I talk about myself.
Mhm.
I talk about like my experiences. I have to
Right.
translate those experiences properly to an Arabic audience.
Mhm.
Yeah? Like for example, the idea of bribing police.
Mhm.
Here, they have no idea about it. Not in them. For example, for a Russian audience, I'm not shitting about the Russian police. You guys are awesome. I don't want to like apologize in the next 2 weeks or whatever with it. The other thing that happened to me is the words. I have so many problems with words. I would forget words in Arabic, figuring out the culture itself. Today was one of the funniest things that happened. I was licensing my car for the last about 5 years. I lived like in Russia. I didn't come back to Georgia, and I missed a lot. For example, today one guy, a policeman, was saying there is a car that's blocking the police station. Car with the bird color, the bird
Yeah.
color, and I'm just standing there. I was like,
Aren't
what
birds
the fuck? Yes, yes, yes. I asked everybody, what is this color? To me, and one guy, it's gray. as if it's like normal.
Like it's as if it's like common knowledge. Like obviously.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, what is you?
So it's the reverse culture shock, right? Being back.
Exactly.
Wow.
There's one comedian, I cannot remember his name. The reason why people don't laugh at a joke is because there's a detail in the joke that you know that they don't.
Aha, yes. It's not implicit. You need
Yeah,
to clarify
yes.
it.
The thing
Yeah.
that it's always in my head is
Mhm.
how can I deliver what I want to say in not only simplest form, simple form, not treat them as idiots, of course, and that they understand what I want to say
Yeah.
really quick.
Yeah. Next question.
Yeah.
How do you regain a crowd when they're like going silent?
I switch gears. For example, I would watch what the host or if there are previous comedians, or if the host, I would watch what people react to, and that would kind of base my first joke. I have a lot of confidence in my opening line.
Uh-huh.
I never say hi on stage. First 10 seconds, I have to like grab their attention. Actually, there was one time when I used to say that, like, please laugh.
Yes, actually, it works so simple and ridiculous and desperate that it's like, ah, yeah, right.
What I like this idea is be comfortable with silence.
Mhm.
If you're comfortable with silence, you're gonna work out fine. So
Have you ever been in trouble because of a joke? So, like some audience member that wanted to start trouble because of something you said?
there's one joke which I do, which used to do like Russian page shows. They would tell
Yeah.
me, don't say that joke. It's
Yeah.
very funny,
Yeah.
but don't say it. It's about something horrible that's going on in the world, and it
Yes.
keeps on
Yes.
repeating. This is something horrible. It has two layers, and the second layer, it's like, when there's a joke I like to do,
Mhm.
which is for me, Russia is the best place, a small pause, for depression.
Uh-huh.
Why I like this? It's because the moment I say it's the best place, Russians just start clapping, and
Yeah.
then I say depression, and the clap becomes the laughter becomes the oh fuck you, Abed.
Uh-huh.
And I got like people telling me, don't do that joke. It's like it's a very like blah 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 offensive. Of course, I was like, yeah, of course, I care about your opinion, blah 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 blah. And another, I don't want to say joke. It was an interaction. So there were hecklers, female hecklers, and
Mhm.
I dealt with it in a very very horrible way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was very offensive,
Mhm.
very offensive.
Mhm.
Again, they were laughing.
Mhm.
Like she's from London, which we know,
Mhm.
like a hooliganka. She ran to the stage to punch me.
Oh, wow. That's extreme.
Yeah, and it's so
Yeah.
funny because when she was going to me, I'm really gonna say it looked like she's the obstacle running. She was jumping over the obstacles. It was so hilarious for me.
Wow.
Yeah, but she got tired after like the third set. She was like, okay, I can. And I learned about myself that I'm not an offensive comedian,
Mhm.
let's say, because I will hurt the person emotionally.
Yeah.
you know,
What's your proudest moment in stand-up?
um, my first 50 minutes, my first like let's say 1 hour,
Wow.
because it was a culmination of maybe 3 years. Yeah,
Mhm.
3 years of writing.
Mhm.
Because I was kind of mirroring my favorite comedian, Christopher Titus. What he does, he has like 90-minute shows every 2 to 3 years he puts out. They're like a whole story.
Yeah.
And in that story, he kind of like, he goes through all emotions in life. He goes through a few
So what did
experiences and all that. And what I did is I started a whole story of how I came to Russia.
Mhm.
Literally from the moment of my conception
Yes.
to the point where I now live in
Yeah.
Russia. And it was just a whole big story of life in Jordan, then traveling to Russia, that process, and then my experiences in Russia. It was just a whole big
What
story.
is your
I
advice for comedians?
Be nice, don't be a dick.
I like it. It's simple, it's concise, it's true.
Yeah.
All right, Abed, thank you so much for
Thanks.
joining us, for giving time. Please tell us where we can follow you and what projects you have lined up.
You can find me, well, mostly right now I'm on Instagram at abed.oac. My projects right now is we are continuing and making English comedy in Jordan great again.
Excellent.
We made our first show in English where Jordanian comedians are performing in English. No foreigners, no nothing. People showed up, people loved it. And my goal, hopefully in the future, to make it not one, to make it 2 or 3 even open mics in Jordan in English, so that comedians such as yourself or whoever is listening, when they come to Jordan, they were like, not only I'm going to Jordan to see a 4,000-year-old city and the Queen of Jordan because she's pretty. No, I want to come and do stand up in English.
Excellent. That's very good. Good.
Yeah.
So much again, Abed. This was Laughing in Different Languages. Please join us for the next episodes. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.